'Twas thrilling, and the slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the poricos, and the moany rats outgrave. Where the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws to fight, the claws to catch, where the jaws of bird and shun, the frumiest bandersnatch. He took his forkful sword in hand, long time the mat so he sought, so rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as an upfish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came rumbling through the toady wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through and through. Ja! The whole thing was snicker-snack, he left it dead, and with his head he went the lumping back. And now say the Jabberwock, come to my arms, my beamish boy, oh proud to stay, Kaluka, let chortled in his joy. 'Twas brilliant, and the slimy toes desire, and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the poricos, the moany rats outgrave.
Which is very likely true.
Let me see. I wonder how many miles I've fallen by this time. I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth. But then I wonder what latitude or longitude I've got.
Alice had no idea what latitude was, or longitude
direction lives a hatter, and in that direction lives a March hare. Visit either you like, they're both mad. Crazy.
But I don't want to go among bad people.
You can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
Well, you must be, or else you wouldn't have come here. Have fun.
That's the most curious thing I ever saw in all my life. Oh my ears and whiskers! How late it's getting! Oh, drink me! Yes! No, I'll check first and see whether it's marked poison. It's not marked poison. What a curious flavor. Taste of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, roast turkey, toffee, and hot buttered toast. What a curious feeling. I must be shining up like a telescope. Oh my ears and whiskers! She is so little. If I'm late to the croquet game, the queen shall have me beheaded. Well, curiouser and curiouser.
Alice was so much surprised, she quite forgot how to speak good English.
Now I'm opening out like the largest telescope that ever was. Good 5 feet. Oh my ears and whiskers. She's a giant. Now I'm back to my normal size. I must be more careful what I drink from now on.
Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases. Wow, wow, wow!
Wow. An invitation from the Queen of Hearts to play croquet.
An invitation from the Queen of Hearts to play croquet. Thank you. I want to be a queen.
Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases. Wow, 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 wow!
This must be the Queen of Hearts herself. If it please your majesty, I'm coming to your croquet game. My name is Alice.
Alice? I am the Queen of Hearts. Over there with the baby, that's the White Queen. And the handsome gentleman in the red vest, that's the Knave of Hearts. My son,
There's certainly too much pepper in that soup.
do you know how to make soup?
Well, no, not soup, but I do know how to make something.
You don't know much, and that's a fact.
Oh, my, what are you doing? Oh, precious nose. If that child had grown up, it would have made a dreadfully ugly child. But it makes rather a handsome pig, I think. There are certainly other children who would do very well as pigs, if only we knew the right way to change them. With a nose up like this,
The Queen of Hearts made some tarts all on a summer day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
If everybody minded their own business, the world would go round a deal faster than it does.
which would not be an advantage. Just think of the work it would make with the day and the night. You see, the Earth takes 24 hours to turn around on its axis. So that,
Talking of axes, chop off her head.
well, 24, I think, or is it 12?
Oh, don't bother me. I never could abide figures.
tonight to escort you safely to your destination.
Thank you. I was going to visit the Martinez house before I play croquet with the Queen of Hearts. I want to be queen. I dare say you've not had much practice in riding.
What makes you say that?
Because people don't fall over quite so often when they've had much practice.
I've had plenty of practice. The great art of riding is to keep one.
I hope no bones are broken.
None to speak of. The great art of riding, as I was saying, is to keep one's balance properly. Like this, you know. Plenty of practice. Plenty of practice.
May I help you off your helmet?
Now one can breathe more easily. I hope you've got your hair well fastened on.
Only in the usual way.
That's hardly enough. You see, the wind is so very strong here. It's as strong as soup.
Have you invented a plan for keeping the hair from being blown off?
Not yet, but I have a plan for keeping it from falling off. Would you like to see it?
Very much.
First, you take an upright stick. Then you make your hair creep up it like a vine. Now, the reason hair falls down is because everything's... Ow! Downward. Things never fall upwards, you know. It's a plan of my own invention. You may try it if you like.
Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Oh, the Martinez house is this way.
It shan't be long.
There he goes, falling on his head as usual.
Alice went on and on. She noticed that wherever the road divided, there were sure to be two finger posts pointing in the same direction. The first read Tweedledum's house. The other, the house of Tweedledee.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle. For Tweedledum said Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new bread.
If you think we're waxworks, then you should pay. Because waxworks weren't meant to be looked at for nothing, nohow.
Contrariwise, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak.
I'm sure I'm very sorry. Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle. For Tweedledum said Tweedledee...
I know what you're thinking, and it isn't so, nohow.
Contrariwise, if it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic.
Yes. I was thinking which is the best way to the Martinez. You tell me.
Martinez.
What's this? I'm sorry, you've been wrong. The first thing in a visit is to say
How do you do?
and then shake hands.
How do you do?
Whoa, 4 times round is enough for one
I
dance.
hope you're not much tired.
No, Howard, thank you very much for asking.
So much obliged.
Look at that.
You needn't be afraid. It's just a rattle, not a rattlesnake, you know.
I knew it wasn't. You know?
The mountains now which was the winner. Thoughts of Billy on the dinner.
The long battle made Alice very thirsty. So when the Cheshire Cat offered her another bottle to drink from, she did without second thought, and soon found herself merely 3 inches high. Looking all around, Alice spotted a large mushroom. Alice stretched herself up on tiptoe to peer over the top, and her eyes met those of a large caterpillar.
Who are you?
I'm afraid I hardly know, sir, just at the moment. At least I knew who I was when I woke up this morning, but I seem to have been changed several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
Well, I can't explain myself, I'm afraid, sir, because I'm not myself. You see?
I don't see.
Well, I'm afraid I can't put it any more clearly, for I can't understand it myself to begin with. Then being so many different sizes in a day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it to be so yet. But when you're after into a chrysalis, and after that into a butterfly, you will someday, you know. I should think you'll feel a bit clear, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different, but all I know is that it feels very clear to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why? Come back. I have something important to say.
Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So you think you've changed, do you?
I'm afraid so. I can't remember things as I used to. I don't keep the same size for 10 minutes together.
What size do you want to be?
Well, I'm not particular as to size. Only one doesn't like changing so often. You know?
I don't know.
But I'm not used to it. I wish the creatures wouldn't be so easily offended.
You'll get used to it in time.
How does it feel now that you're turning into butterflies? It feels a bit queer to me.
One side makes you larger, and the other makes you small. One side makes you larger, and the other makes you small.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom.
Alice stretched her arms round the mushroom and broke off a piece of the edge in each hand. She set to work immediately, nibbling first from one and then the other, growing sometimes smaller and sometimes larger, until she succeeded in regaining her usual height.
Now, which is which? 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 Which is which?
Oh!
Watch where you're going!
Speak when you're spoken to.
Well, this is grand. I never expected I should be a queen so soon. And I'll tell you what it is, Your Majesty. If I really am to be a queen,
But she said a whole great deal more than that. Oh, ever so much more than that.
So you did, you know. Always speak the truth, think before you speak, and write it down afterwards.
I'm sure I didn't mean.
Oh, that's just what I complain of. You should have meant. What do you suppose is the use of a child without any meaning? Even a joke should have some meaning, and a child's more important than a joke, I hope. You couldn't deny that even if you tried with both hands.
I don't deny things with my hand.
Nobody said you did. I said you couldn't. If you tried.
Queens have to be dignified, you know.
No room, no room.
No room, no room.
Ha-ha. Room, no room, no room.
Would you like to have some tea? Some tea?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No room. Have some tea. Have some tea.
No room.
Have some tea.
I don't see any tea.
Well, that's because there isn't any.
Well, then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
Oh, well, it wasn't very simple of you to enter my house without being invited.
Oh, I didn't know it was your house.
Come on, Nora.
Your pretty golden brown hair wants
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Tell me, why is a raven like a riding nymph?
Oh, I'm glad they began asking riddles. I believe I can guess that.
Oh, you mean you think you can find the answer to it?
Well, exactly so.
You should say what you mean.
Well, I do. At least I mean what I say, and that's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing at all. Why, you might just as well say, I see what I eat. It's the same thing as I eat what I see.
Well, you might just as well say that I like what I get. The same thing as I get what I like.
Or you might just as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you.
Tell me, have you found the answer to that riddle yet?
Why is a raven like a writing desk? No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
I should think you'd have something better to do with the time than to waste it in asking riddles that have no answer.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't be talking about wasting it. It's him you would be talking about.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
No, of course you don't. I dare say you've never even spoken to time.
Well, perhaps not, but I know you have to beat time when you play music.
Well, that accounts for it. Time, he won't stand to beat. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you like with the clock. For instance, say it was 9 in the morning, just in time for school. You need only mention a whisper to time, and round the clock in a twinkling, noon, time for lunch.
I only wish it was!
That would be grand, certainly, but then I shouldn't be hungry for it so early, you know.
Well, not at first, perhaps, but you could keep it at noon as long as you like. Sandwich?
You look a little bit shy. Let me introduce you.
time and I toured the great concert given by the Red Queen, I had to sing. Twinkle, twinkle,
They'd only made it to the first verse before the Red Queen jumped up and called out, "He's murdering time! Off with his head!"
How dreadfully savage.
I vote the young lady tell us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know any.
Oh, well, then the dormouse shall. Wake up the dormouse.
I wasn't sleeping. I heard every word you fellows were saying.
Then tell us a story.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it or else you'll be asleep before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were two sisters. They lived at the bottom of a rabbit hole.
What did they live on?
Honey, they lived on honey.
Well, they couldn't have done that, Will. They'd have been ill.
Oh, and so they were. Very ill.
Yes, very, 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 very ill.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Oh, really? Who's making personal remarks now?
Yes, who?
Alfred, why?
Shut up!
This is stupid. Tea party I ever was at in all my life. I'm never going there again. I'm going to go play croquet with the Queen of Hearts.
I am the White Knight. I dare say you noticed just now that I was looking rather thoughtful.
Yes, you were a little grave.
Well, I was inventing a new way of getting over a gate. Would you like to see it?
Very much indeed.
Now, I said to myself, the only difficulty is with the feet. The head is high enough already. Now, first I put my head on top of the gate. Then, I stand on my head. Now, my feet are high enough, you see. Now, I'm over, you see.
Yes, I suppose you would be over when that was done, but don't you think it would be rather hard?
It may take hours and hours to get me out. Tegum and Sarah and Sarah and...
How can you go on talking backwards, though, head downward?
What does it matter where my body happens to be? My mind goes on working all the same. In fact, the more head downwards I am, the more I get convincing me to think. I must ride on. I'll see you after your croquet game with the Queen. Tally ho!
There he goes. And now for croquet with the Queen of Hearts. How grand that sounds.
A cartwheel, a better cartwheel.
Nice cartwheel.
A pretty good shoulder roll. Karate kick! Well, what?
Back then.
Watch out, hand. Oh, head spring. Oh. Watch out, hair.
The name was jumping away.
Oh, that's right, hair. Always lay the blame on others.
You'd better not talk. I heard the Queen, your mother, say only yesterday you deserve to be beheaded.
What for? That's none of your business, Hatter, and leave my mother out of this.
It is his business, and I'll tell it. The knave stole the Queen's tarts.
Of all the unjust things I've ever heard.
Tell me, please, what you're doing.
A cartwheel? Why, the fact is, Mrs. Alice, this,
Ought to have been a red rose tree. And we planted a white one by mistake, so we're painting it before the Queen comes to cut our heads off.
so you see, the fact is, we're trying our best we can before the Queen comes up.
Hurry!
Oh, the Queen!
Please, Your Majesty, I'd like
Who's this? The knave, my
How do you like the queen?
Oh, not at all. She's so extremely likely to win, but it's hardly worthwhile finishing the game.
Yes! Open their heads!
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
All the queen's horses and all the queen's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the queen's horses and all the queen's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the queen's horses and all the queen's men couldn't put Humpty
Together again.
Don't just stand there chattering yourself like that. Tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice.
It's a stupid name. What does it mean?
Must a name mean something?
Of course it must. My name, Humpty Dumpty, means the shape I am. And a good handsome shape I am too. With a name like yours, you might as well be any name almost. You're so exactly like other people.
You seem very clever at explaining names, sir. Could you kindly tell me the meaning of the poem Jabberwocky?
I can explain all names that have ever been invented, and a good many that haven't been just yet. Let's hear.
'Twas brillig and the sliding toes, the gyre and gimble in the wave. On Whimsy where the poet goes, and the moan may last out the grave.
That's an awfully long name.
Oh, that's not the name, that's the poem.
Oh,
What's brillig?
really? It means 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the time when you begin broiling things for dinner.
And what is slimy?
Slidey is light and slimy.
I see it now. And what are toads?
Toads are something like badgers, there's something like lizards, and there's something like corkscrews.
They must be very curious looking creatures. And the wave is the grassy plot around the sundial, I suppose.
Of course it is. It's called wave, you know, because it goes a long wave before it and a long wave behind
And
it.
a long way beyond it on all sides.
Exactly so. Ah! Well then, Mimsy is flimsy and miserable. A bargo is a thin, shabby-looking bird, feathers sticking out all around and around. It's a sort of green pig.
And what's a low and outrage?
'Twas brillig and the sliding toes, the gyre and gimble.
I can recite poetry as well as any other folk if it comes to that.
Oh, we needn't come to
The
that.
poetry I'm going to recite was written entirely for your amusement.
Thank you.
In winter time, when the fields are white, I'll sing this song for your delight. Only, I don't sing it.
I can see you, though.
You can see that I don't sing it. You have sharper eyes than most. In spring, when woods are getting green, I'll try and tell you what I mean. In summer, when the days are long, perhaps you'll understand this song. In autumn, when the leaves are brown, take a pen and ink and write this down.
I will, if I can remember it for so long.
You needn't go on making remarks like that. They're not sensible and they put me out. Ah! I sent a message to the fish. I told them this is what I wish. The fish's answer with a grin. Why was the camper you are in? My heart went bop. My heart went thump. I filled the kettle at the pump.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
I told them once. I you if we did meet again. You're so exactly like other people.
Oh, you're sad. Let me sing you a song to comfort you.
No, I'd rather... Is it very long?
It's long. Very, very beautiful. Everybody who hears me sing it either brings the tears into their eyes or else. Beautiful soup, so rich and green, waiting in a hush to read. Who for such dainties would not stoop? Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. Beautiful soup. Beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. You're not crying nearly so much as I thought you would. Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. Beautiful soup. Beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful soup.
Perhaps you were never introduced to a lobster.
I once had a lobster for dinner. No, I never met a lobster.
What? Then you can have no idea what a delightful dance a lobster quadrille is.
No, indeed. What sort of dance is it?
Why, first you form a line along the seashore.
Now, 2 lines. You got seals, turtles,
Turtles.
catfish, and so on.
Cheshire catfish.
Then, once you've cleared all the jellyfish out of the way,
That generally takes some time.
you advance twice.
Each with a lobster as a partner.
Of course, you advance twice, set to partner.
Change the lobsters! And retire in the same order.
Then, you know, you throw the
Lobsters!
as far out to sea as you can.
Swim after them!
Turn a somersault in the sea.
Change the lobsters again!
Back to land again. Make a beat when the tickets on the road. And the lobster out to sea. But it's never like you want to want to get with a fan. They make a white valley, but they would like when they get. When I say would not, you say could not. Would not. Would not. When I say would not, you say could not. Would not. Would not. All that is enough for me to always get a friend around. There is another story, you know, upon the other side. The further up my finger, then the nearer it's a friend. When I feel another summer coming from the dead. When I say to you, you say won't you? Will you? Will you? When I say will you, you say won't you? Will you? Will you? Yeah. Go, Alice! Go, Alice! Go, Alice! Go, Alice!
Majesty, I didn't write that letter, and they can't prove I did. There's no name signed on the end.
If you didn't sign it, that only makes matters worse. You must have made some mischief, or else you'd have signed it like an honest boy. That proves his guilt. So, off with his head!
That proves nothing of the sort. Why, you don't even know what this letter is about.
Read it.
Oh, where shall I begin, Your Majesty?
Well, you begin at the beginning, you go on till you get to the end, then stop.
They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim. I gave her 1, they gave him 2, you gave us 3 or more. They all returned from him to you, though they were mine before. There it goes. Give me another. If I or she should chance to be involved in this affair, he trusts you to set them free exactly as we were. My note. My notion was that you had been, before she had this fit, an obstacle that came between him and ourselves and it. Don't let them know that she liked me best, for this must ever be a secret kept from all the rest between yourself and me.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. If you still think he's guilty, raise your hand.
Just stop and nonsense.
Hold your tongue.
I won't.
Off with her head!
Shut up. Who cares for you? Off with your head.
Well, I've nasty, vicious temper. Queen Alice! You passed the proper examination. Now you can call yourself a queen.
Beautiful queen. unwise. Alice, moving under skies, never seen by waking eyes. Children yet the tale to hear, eager eye and willing ear, lovingly shall nestle near. In a wonderland they lie, dreaming as the days go by, dreaming as the summers die. Ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, what is it but a dream? Home in me where the Lord goes and all the rats outplay. Where the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws of rice, the claws of catch, where the turtle bird and shun, the fruitiest pants. He took his door for sword in hand, on time the maxim what he sought, so rested the key by the tum-tum tree, and took it a while in thought. And as he knocked his coffee stood, the Jabberwock with eyes aflame, because he knew what I told he would, and burbled as it did. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through and through. The bottle played with finger snack, he left it then, with his head, he went to the lunching bag.
And how
Up in the Jabberwock, come to my arms, my evening's all over, sing a little joyful in his joy. 'Twas thrilling as the spiny toes beguile and dimple in the way. From indeed where the Lord goes, the home they rats out play.